Welcome again to the stage, Lynn Shaffer.
That's why I decided to focus on the Shanghai Expo. But this was my image of China before I got over there. This is the reality of China. The whole country is tearing down the old, a horror for preservationists, and building new. And the joke is that the construction crane is the national bird of China. This is what Chinese cities look like now. And China is very eager for the world to recognize that they are indeed a modern country. And with that in mind, they've spent billions of dollars, not just on the Olympics, but on the Shanghai Expo. The expo looks like this. It's filled with these creative country pavilions, symbolically representing their countries. And in October, when the expo is over, these all come down, with one exception. The Chinese pavilion is going to remain as a museum of culture and history. It's shaped like an oriental crown. It's the color or similar color to the Forgotten City, and the roof brackets represent the 56 minority cultures of China. Denmark wanted to bring a taste of Denmark to China. In the center of their pavilion is a pool filled with water from the Copenhagen harbor, and they also have the original Little Mermaid there. The Polish pavilion, is that me? The Polish pavilion is inspired by traditional Polish folded art paper cutouts. It's a combination of modernity and folk art, expressing the creativity of the Polish people. Sweden focused on the importance of rural and city. The exterior is gridded like city streets. The interior, you can see scenes of nature, and the connections express the importance of the interconnectedness of the two. Switzerland has a similar theme. The roof, which you can't see, is planted. The cylinders represent cities, and I like to call it dotted Swiss, mesh represents the untapped energy surrounding us. This is Norway, and to me it looks like Norway. Trees, mountains, glaciers, fjords. Each of these individual trees will stand on its own and be used for shelter in parks or playgrounds. Australia represents Ayers Rock while being modern and sculptural. The size of the building speaks of the scale of Australia, and the glazed circulation tubes weave in and out, creating a journey. The United Arab Emirates focused on what the 7 Emirates have in common: sand dunes and oil wealth. I love the sheik on the cell phone in the foreground. And Israel's image is of clasped hands, one stone, one glass, representing past and future, earth and sky, innovation and technology. Spain focused on a craft that they share with China, namely basket making. And the wicker panels that cover the steel frame were made both in China and in Spain. The whole pavilion looks like a pile of baskets. Canada, this fascinates me, hired Cirque du Soleil to design their pavilion. And I guess you can kind of see circus tent in that, but it also looks like the North Woods, and it looks like mountains, all of which I think of with Canada. And then there's the U.S. Pavilion, paid for by corporate sponsors. It was so embarrassing. But the UK really came through. They wanted a pavilion whose architecture was a direct manifestation of what it was exhibiting, namely the Kew Gardens Millennium Seed Bank, whose mission is to collect seeds of 25% of the world's plant species by 2020. The skin is made up of these 24.5-foot acrylic rods that are through aluminum sleeves, and they penetrate the meter-thick skin of the pavilion to create this incredibly sculpted interior, which is totally lit by the fiber optics of the rods. The Kew Gardens partnered with Kunming Institute of Botany to collect seeds which are implanted in the ends of these rods. And when the expo is over, they call this thing Seed Pavilion or the Dandelion. At the end of the expo, these rods are going to fly away like dandelion fluff to schools all over China.